Chag Sameach and Gamar Tov. Chag Sameach because this is the first day of Sukkot, the day that we are sending this video out to you, as we have passed through the Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur period, and we go on to Sukkot, as well as Simchat Torah, which occurs at the end of Sukkot, which this year we will celebrate at Emanu on the evening of October 4th. We also say Gamar Tov. Gamar Tov means you should have a good completion. A completion of what? Well, for Rosh Hashanah, we say Lashana Tova Tikatevu. We say you should be inscribed for a good year. Between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, we say Chatima Tova. May you be sealed for the good. May the inscription be confirmed and sealed. And Gamal Tov means may it all be completed. Ligmar in Hebrew means to complete something. And so we talk about may you have a good completion. What completion are we talking about? We're talking about the completion of the high holy days, which don't really end with the blast of the shofar at the end of Yom Kippur, but really continue through to the end of Sukkot. There are two reasons for this. The biblical reason is that Sukkot actually was the most important holiday, just as important as Passover, and really Yom Kippur and moving backwards to Rosh Hashanah were biblical outgrowths of Sukkot, because on Sukkot the community gathered and prayed that there would be enough rain, which occurred between then and Passover, so that the coming summer, a year from now, there would be enough water for the Israelites to sustain themselves, their crops, and of course their families, and that they would prosper. So the Gamar Tov that they talked about was that God would decide that we were worthy to receive the life-giving rains for the next year. Of course, in the diaspora and after the destruction of the temple, Sukkot, as well as many other festivals, changed their meaning somewhat. What do we do on Sukkot? We build a little booth. We take the etrog, the citron, and the lulav with the palm branch, the willow branch, and the myrtle branch, and we take them outside. If you shop for a lulav and etrog between Yom Kippur and Sukkot, you will see Jews standing around the shops inspecting the etrogim very closely, making sure that the tips of the palm branch are nice and sharp, not because they're going to poke your eye out, but because everybody wants to get the etrog and the palm branch and their sukkah, which is built with natural materials on top, as perfect as possible. The key word is as possible, because after the perfection that we try to achieve on Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, the idea of refining our souls, Sukkot brings us back out into the natural world. And because these plants are natural, they are not perfect. They're imperfect. We look for the best one we can find. We try to make ourselves as good as possible. But the lessons of Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur are meaningless unless we can take them back out into the world with us. And so the message of Sukkot is, okay, real nice. You know, you stayed in shul all day on Yom Kippur, but now you gotta, if I may use a vernacular expression, now you gotta literally take it on the road. You've got to take what you've learned, what you've thought about, your resolutions to repent and to change ways, and to take that into the world, into the real world of the rest of the year. Of course, our biblical ancestors at the time of Sukkot, we believe that they shut down the altar, the sacrificial altar in the ancient temple, that they rebuilt it, cleaned it, because we don't have an altar anymore. But what we do have is the Torah. And so the rabbis replaced the rebuilding and the restarting of the altar with the restarting of the reading of the Torah. So that we are now taking the Torah cycle, beginning with Bereshit, back into the year with us. And so the rabbis developed the custom of having Simchat Torah, the rejoicing over the Torah, which we end and begin on the end, at the end of Sukkot, on what we call Simchat Torah. And so now is the time to think a little bit back about what we learned and what we thought and contemplated and meditated upon on Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, and to think about how, starting today, starting on Sukkot, how we take those lessons and those mitzvot into the world with us, into the everyday lives that we now must go out and lead. And the best way to start that, the best way to bring it into the year, is to celebrate the beginning, the re-beginning of the reading of the Torah with us, which here at Emanu will happen on Sunday night, October 4th. Chag Sameach, have a wonderful Sukkot. We look forward to seeing you to celebrate the new cycle of reading the Torah.